What if the person holding the knife to the throat of Western civilization wasn't a politician, wasn't a dictator, and wasn't even the CEO? What if the machinery destroying your economy, your freedom, and your reality was funded by the people you were told were saving the world? We just witnessed the most jaw-dropping confession of the decade. This isn't a leak from a nameless 4chan user. This comes from the inner sanctum, the bedroom of the beast. Nicole Shanahan, ex-wife of Google co-founder Sergey Brin, a woman who signed 9-figure checks, just broke the code of silence. She didn't just spill the tea, she burned the whole house down. She admits on camera that the tech wife mafia are the unwitting foot soldiers for the globalist endgame. Look at this web. Keep this image in your mind. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how your life is being dismantled, dollar by dollar, by this very map, and why they are terrified that she just started talking. For years, we've been fed a fairy tale, the tech wives, the benevolent queens of Silicon Valley. While their husbands build the surveillance state and AI gods, the wives are out there saving the world. They pour billions into racial justice, climate change, and indigenous rights. It's the perfect cover. Who could criticize a billionaire giving away half her fortune to help the poor? But if they are spending billions to fix society, why is society collapsing? Why are the cities they help turning into open-air asylums? Did you catch that? She didn't mince words. She didn't say mistakes were made. She said they were conscripted. She explicitly names the Great Reset. For 3 years, the mainstream media told you that term was a conspiracy theory. They told you Klaus Schwab's book was just a thought experiment. And here's the woman who sat at the dinner tables, who flew on the Gulf Streams telling you it is real. They talk about it openly, and they are paying for it. Shanahan reveals the mechanism. These women aren't the masterminds. They are the batteries. They are the funding source, but they don't steer the ship. Shanahan says their money is funneled through a network of NGO advisors. This is the key. The true term for this operation is laundered tyranny. The wives are busy. They are overwhelmed. They are, in Shanahan's own words, medicated. So they hand the checkbook to an expert, and that expert works for the agenda. The money you think is going to feed the hungry is actually going to an activist group lobbying to ban your gas stove, censor your speech, and destabilize your local police force. She admits it. Crime got worse. Mental health got worse. The model is broken, but it's not broken by accident. It's broken by design. So, who are these advisors? Who controls the flow? It's a network connecting Hollywood, Davos, and the nonprofit industrial complex. Shanahan describes a small group of people responsible for a huge amount of money. This is the oligarchy. They realize that if you want to usher in a totalitarian reset, you can't just pass a law. People will revolt. You have to buy the culture first. Oh, you want to fix the climate? Here's $1 billion. But the condition for that money is that the recipient must push for degrowth, digital IDs, and the dismantling of private property. Social justice plus climate change gets progressive women 100% of the time. That is the algorithm. That is the hack. They weaponized empathy. They took the genuine desire of these women to do good, and they hooked it up to a machine designed to enslave humanity. But wait, that's just the surface level corruption, the woke capital stuff. We know that. But what I'm about to show you ties this directly to something much darker. Something Shanahan mentions almost in passing, but it is the most terrifying part of her confession. It's not just about politics, it's about the sky above your head. First, hit the like button if you think the news lies to you every day. Do it now, because the algorithm hates what I'm about to say. Shanahan drops a bomb. Many of our climate change issues are actually geoengineering issues. Let that sink in. The high priestess of the tech elite, who sat on the boards, is suggesting that the climate crisis we are being told to sacrifice our freedom for might actually be caused by the very solutions they are testing on us. They create the problem with weather modification, and then they demand you give up your car, your meat, and your travel rights to solve it. It is the Hegelian dialectic on steroids. Problem, reaction, solution. And who is funding the research into dimming the sun? The same philanthropic networks Shanahan is exposing. The Bill Gateses, the Soroses, the Rockefellers. They aren't saving the planet. They are terraforming it. You need to see the pattern. It's undeniable once you look. They did it with the pandemic. They used philanthropic money to fund health security NGOs that dictated the lockdowns, bypassed democracy, and transferred wealth to the elites. They did it with social justice. They pumped billions into equity NGOs that sowed division, demoralized the police, and destabilized our cities, making us beg for more state control. And now they are doing it with the climate. They are conscripting the wealth of the tech wives to build a green prison where your carbon footprint determines your ability to participate in society. The thread tying them all together is the Great Reset. It is the consolidation of all power, biological, social, and environmental, into the hands of the small group Shanahan warned us about. Shanahan says, "We were the useful idiots." But the real victim isn't the billionaire wife who feels bad about her donation. The victim is you. While they played SimCity with real lives, your grocery bill doubled, your streets became unsafe, your children were taught to hate their own history. The philanthropy of the ruling class is actually a war on the middle class. She mentions the indigenous communities. The very people they claim to help were used as props. They were given money that destroyed their social fabric, just so a billionaire in Palo Alto could feel virtuous at a cocktail party. It is narcissism masquerading as altruism. This is the psychological toll of the Great Reset. It strips you of your autonomy. It makes you dependent on the grant, the stimulus, the allowance from the digital overlords. They want a world where you own nothing, and you are thankful for the scraps they throw you from their private jets. Remember this web I showed you at the start? This isn't just a flowchart of money, it's a blueprint for a cage. Nicole Shanahan stepped out of the cage. She looked at the blueprint and realized she was holding the hammer that built it. She is repenting. But repentance isn't enough. We need resistance. The tech wife mafia didn't realize they were being used. But now you know. You know that when you hear climate justice or the Great Reset, it's not about saving the earth. It's about managing the human herd. The high priestess has left the cult. The question is, are you still worshiping at their altar? The Great Reset only works if we stay asleep. They are terrified because the useful idiots are waking up. Don't let their billions buy your silence. Share this video, tag a useful idiot who needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel because the only thing we reset here is the narrative.